Hello all, welcome to Freetree family. Today we're going to talk about one of the important aspects of Excel, which is SUMIF. So let's jump right to it. So here we have a table of sales across different shops, across different dates. Here there's sales volume and here there's sales in USD, right? And this is the output that we're going to achieve today. We're going to find basically when we select whatever shop we want, we're going to find the sum across those shops, physical shops, and we're going to find the sum across all the shops. And when I refer to online sales, those are items which have no shops assigned to it, like these empty cells. We're going to find the sum of these empty cells, and we're going to find those items where the projected sales is going to happen beyond 1st of October, which I assume is the start of Q3 sales. Wow, nice bags, yeah. Sorry about that. So next we're going to look at those items where the sales is beyond 500, omitting those items like this, like 481 will not be counted. Next we're going to look at two criteria where we select a particular shop number and we're going to select whatever items are above 500. All right, so let's start. Oh, one more thing, this one has multiple criteria, one with a number, one with a text. So there's one more I have for you, which is having two text, where there's a bit different database where there are shop numbers, there are city numbers, so we can select the shop number and the city and we can automatically calculate what the sum is, right? All right, let's start now. So the very basic SUMIF formula is something like this. SUMIF, as you can see here, there's a range, criteria and sum range. So the range in this particular case for us is the shop. So this is the item which has, this is the row which has shop. So I select this shop all the way to the bottom. And our criteria is on top, the shop name, and our sum range is the sales volume. I make sure I select the same range. So it's D2 to D126, right? So that's a very basic SUMIF formula, all right? So I'm going to just copy this and paste it here. And I'm just going to edit in all these cases, all right? Because the only thing that's going to change is the criteria, the range, the criteria, and that's all I'm going to do, all right? So second example is, what is the range for me? Still the same. I'm going to search in this particular store name only, except in this case now I have to find all the sum across all the shops. So I have to sum all these cells with non-blank cells. So how do I do it? Simple. I just put double quotes, star and double quotes. That's it. I've just accomplished the sum of all the stores, basically omitting all these empty ones. So that sum is done here. There is one more way to do it. I can replace the star with less than greater than. That will give me the same result. All right. Now let's move on to the next one where I'm supposed to find the online sales. So what is online sales? Online sales refers to those stores which is empty, like this one. Basically the sum of all the blank cells, right? So it is the same range, only the criteria is different. And to find the number of blanks, we have to use just is equal to within the double quotes. That's it, right? So as you can see here, finding all the non-blanks, we used star or less than greater than inside the double quotes. For those items in blank, we just use is equal to within double quotes. Simple. All right. Okay. So now let's go to a bit more complicated. I'm just going to copy and paste the same formula again. So here I'm going to find post Q3 sales, or basically post 1st October sales. So what is October? So October is, even though it's a date, it's technically a number. So even though we say this is a date, it's actually a number for Excel. So if you don't believe me, just go here and select number. So this is the big number. So I've just selected a format of date, and that's why it is showing as a date here, right? So I can treat it as a number. That's it. So all I want to do is these, imagine this is a set of numbers. I just have to find the sum of the sales where this particular numbers is above this particular number. That's all I have to do, right? So I select this. I have to move the range from the store to the date. So I have to change this from C to B. That's all I have to do. I'll just click here, delete B, click here, delete B. So I'll just move the range. Same, B2 to B126. And my criteria is it has to be greater than this particular value, right? But if I do like this, the Excel can't realize that F6 refers to a cell or even a number. It just takes this as a text. For example, it assumes that greater than F6 is actually a text, but no, it's not a text. So for that, I use the symbol ampersand and then select this particular cell. Right? So what I just did now is in the criteria, I just put an increase greater than ampersand and then F6. Right? Still simple, still comprehensible. Don't worry, we'll just repeat the same thing. All right, let me just copy this and paste it down. And again, in this case, we have to find all the sales volume where the sales is above 500, right? So again, I go here. There is a range. In this range, in this particular case, the range is not the date, it's the sales itself. So I can just delete and type it, or I can just move it across like so. All right, still clear? And my criteria would be again greater than, again I use double quotes within and then ampersand, and then I can select 500 here, or I can just type 500. Both work the same, right? And then I press the enter. That's it. Okay, these are all some variations of SUMIF. So now let's look at with multiple criteria. We have to use something called SUMIFS. So SUMIFS with an S. So here the format is a bit different. We first select the sum range and then the criteria as follow. So in this case, the sum range is the sales volume, which is D2 to D126 in this particular range. And the first criteria we have is the shop, which is again, I'm selecting from C2 to C126, and the shop number is here. And the next criteria is again the sales. I select again the D2 to D126. And I use the same logic we learned earlier. Double quotes, greater than, double quotes, ampersand, 500. Right? So we just selected the sum range. We selected the criteria range 1. And what is the criteria 1? The criteria range 2, which is sales. And the criteria 2, which is the sales has to be greater than ampersand 500. Alright, still simple. So let's just repeat the SUMIFS one more time just to jog our memory. So now here we have another set where there is shop numbers across cities and the sales volume. Very simple. So I'm just going to repeat the SUMIFS. Again, there is a sum range, which is the sales volume. In this particular case, I select D2 to D126. And then the criteria range 1 is the city. I select from here. And then the criteria 1 is the city. Criteria range 2 is the shops. Making sure the range is the same. I can't select like this. I can't select like this. I have to select exactly on spot, right? And then the criteria range 2. Which is this, right? So we just accomplished SUMIFS and basic SUMIF. I hope this video was useful. If so, please do share, like, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for your time.